Hi, I'm Graham Fuchs, founder and CEO at Knexus. You're about to see a short sample of Knexus Digital's content, which is helping our users achieve success in digital marketing. I hope you find it interesting.
The first, moving on, the first slide, really, is looking at 4 billion in perspective. So the GSMA, one of the major mobile associations, just last week announced that there are now over 4 billion mobile connections in the world. Just to put that into perspective, there's a little over 6 billion people in the world, so around about 2 in 3 people actually have a connected mobile device. And then comparing that with various other devices, such as televisions, where there's 1.5 billion. I mean, if you look at PCs, there's only 1 billion PCs in the world. So for every PC, there are 4 mobile phones. So it really is a ubiquitous device for connecting people with people, and also for brands to connect to their customers. So moving on, these change in attitudes between the way that we look at marketing. So we're moving from marketing that is passive and broad to marketing which is targeted and interactive. So if we look at the slide on the left-hand side here, which is looking at mass media age, so this is what marketing has become over the last sort of 10, 20 years, where the paradigm has been about getting people to think about a brand and about a product, to feel something, and then to actually do something, so go out and buy something. The goal generally has been about brand awareness. It's been about telling people about a new brand, about a new product, getting more people to know about a brand. And the mental model has been all about interrupt and repeat. So your television advert is classic in this. It interrupts a program that people are watching, and you interrupt it and you repeat your TV ad time and time again until people remember it, until they understand it and have made a connection with the brand. So the operating construct for this has been all about reach. So it's been how many people can you reach with your TV ad, and how often can you reach them. But now, over the last 2 or 3 years, we're moving much more into a participation age, where the paradigm has changed away from think, feel, do, to being feel, do, think. So if you look at a lot of advertising now, it's about getting a customer to actually feel something about a brand or a product, and then to do something, and then to think, actually, yeah, I understand why this company is talking to me in this way. And the goal for this, instead of it being about brand awareness, it's much more about brand affinity. It's about getting people to have a relationship with a brand and to actually understand it. So now moving on to a mental model of co-creation and ownership. So it's much more about user-generated content, whether this is something like YouTube videos, or whether it's just on a company's website having a facility for customers to leave their comments about a product, about the brand. The operating construct has moved away from how many people can you actually reach with this advertising to being about how many people can you actually engage with via this advertising. So the mobile phone has become something which is replacing traditional communication methods, even the most personal ones. So it's not uncommon for people to communicate via text, whereas they would have talked to one another. Even people within the same building, within the same office, will text, will instant message each other from their phone, rather than just walking the 20 yards down the corridor to actually talk to each other. So the mobile phone is becoming the ubiquitous means of actually communicating with people. Also, for the first time, the third world is becoming the first world. So the mobile phone, far from it being a first world, developed world luxury, has become an essential part of daily life in many parts of the world. For instance, in many African countries, there is the traditional fixed telephony system is not all that reliable. And in fact, in many countries, even having electricity is not all that reliable. So having something which is battery powered, which can be charged up during the day, and which has a newer and more efficient means of communication is absolutely vital. And so places like South Africa, Nigeria, then the mobile phone is actually becoming the de facto form of connecting to the internet. People have leapfrogged a whole technology from broadband and the fixed internet. It's also, even in places such as in Eastern Europe, countries such as Poland, where surprisingly to me as somebody from developed countries such as the UK, then landline penetration is only at about 20-25%, whereas their mobile penetration is already running at 80%. So far more people have access to a mobile phone than they do to a fixed landline.
We hope you enjoyed our experts' insights. To find out more about upcoming digital marketing topics featured in Knexus Digital, go to www.knexusgroup.com/webinars.